And we're back after the short break. So, Arctic, this could be potentially the last game of our quarterfinals if CatFoodS does not bounce back from our game 1. We will be your shoutcasters. My name is Vulcan. With me is Arctic, entering the match 4 of our quarterfinals here for the Valor Cup.
Yeah, that's been pretty interesting. And in all fairness, that was a game that wasn't as one-sided as most of our games right there. But then again, we did admittedly see Samurai Gamers build up that momentum as the minutes went by. So I'm wondering, will CatFoodS be able to at least clinch this into an equal 1-1? I mean, I've been itching for at least a full 3 games, but I don't know, man. With how Samurai Gamers has been playing, depending on how the drafting goes, I'm interested in seeing how this will go.
Because we did see one of the high picks, the Violet, was available and fell into the hands of Samurai Gamers, which made them win that game. So let's see. I won't be surprised if they try to ban it out here because they will be on the red side, but instead they don't see it as a threat. They will be removing the Joker because they know that CatFoodS will prioritize the Jugnar.
Interesting. So it looks like Jugnar will indeed be taken. Meanwhile, Samurai Gamers, they're going to take for themselves this double whammy of a response.
Again, we see Arctic.
Wow, this is going to be very interesting if this is a lock-in. I know you're going to be happy about this, man.
In a way, Arctic, but in another lifeline.
Yeah, in another lifeline.
So for...
Okay.
Looks like I won't be happy because we do know that the Violet is still available, so why not take it away? One of the high-pick marksmen we know, the constant DPS damage that was dealt in that last game was just ridiculous. So for CatFoodS, they will pick that up. This could be potentially the third. We may go to 3 games, Arctic, if you...
Potentially.
The one you wished for, Arctic, because we're seeing here in the drafting a lot of good picks, I would say. I mean, we're seeing the Alice and now the Maganga, and also Zephys with the Malak and the Zenyo.
But still, at the end of the day, let's go ahead and check out what CatFoodS has so far, because it's definitely clear here what's going to happen. They want Distancia Amigo for the Natalia as well as the Violet, and they have some pretty decent frontline damage as well in the form of this Zuka. And of course, when all else fails, a bit of protection through the Jugnar as well as the Nina to pull and keep everyone else from Samurai Gamers at bay. Meanwhile, for Samurai Gamers, again, double supporting the form of the Senil as well as the Alice, and then set that up with the Malloc, and of course, it's going to be all about looking towards this Zephys and Airy from popping off in this game.
We always see the double supports, Arctic, and to great success. I mean, we see it on our winning teams most of the time, but still, we need to know the execution in the game itself. Right now, challengers, we are now at our second game of our match 4. So in the end, SG sitting at 1 point. CatFoodS, they have to do something here.
Yeah, I'm wondering how this will pan out, though. I gotta say, interesting to see how this dynamic will work out with the Jugnar. We're also finally seeing Azuka. We haven't seen Azuka in the quarterfinals
for a while, yeah.
Just yet.
First time here in the quarterfinals.
So yeah, the thing here with Azuka though is that always has those empowered auto attacks through his abilities whenever he procs it up. It's kind of like a... I guess it's as close to describing it as like having a built-in Omni Arms, another potent item in the Valor. Let's go ahead and check out if we'll be seeing a clean 2-0 from Samurai Gamers, a constant 2-0s across the board, or will CatFoodS upset that and force a game 3? Let's go ahead and see as we head on to Antares Battlefield.
You're now at the battlefield, so let's see everything unfold. As for the Zuka, yeah, it's more on for CatFoodS. They want to make at least a lot of distance for themselves because they do have the Natalia, and Jugnar can help make that happen because we know he has Chaos Protection and also the slow from his skill 1. Plus, not to mention the passive from his 2 makes the cooldown shorter.
Yeah, meanwhile, looking at how both sides are starting off here, as expected, RVP is going to play a little bit more of a Guardian Angel in a way to these laners here towards the mid lane, towards the top side, and in case if anybody tries to go for cheeky plays on the side of Zephys' farming towards the top.
Yeah, so far, Arctic, we are seeing another type of scenario, more of a mirror because of the safety that we are seeing here from both teams. Okay, I take that back because SG, they were thirsty for blood in the mid lane, so I think with the momentum on their side, less pressure, you know, in the best of three series, this is what you go for. It's very different when you're in the qualifiers, but looks like Irie.
Yeah, Vittorio gonna try to get a little bit of pressure there onto Sam in the top side. But
Ooh,
meanwhile, the
members.
numbers from CatFoodS.
Oh, look at that pull coming in, but the follow-up was not there quite on time. Sadly, not enough CC to lock Alice down.
Yeah, that does force a flicker out of RVP though. And let's go ahead and see that's quite a bit of pressure. Take note that this could also lead to potential priority for CatFoodS on this Abyssal Dragon.
Ooh, close call there by. You saw how much bloodthirsty both of these teams are, Arctic, because they not anymore. Gone is the passive playstyle. It's now more on skirmishes around the map. So far, Zuka getting ganked again here in the top lane side. That will be a stun connecting, but he will still make it under his tower.
Yeah, another second trip coming here from Victoria towards the top side. Unfortunately, again, does not lead to anything significant that would otherwise get a kill onto Sam, or at least force him to make a recall. So
he'll still stay in lane because he can. He does have enough tankiness. I mean, in his stats, he does have it. So he won't back up just yet. So far, again, we are not yet seeing the first blood being secured. Normally, when you go for a comp like, say, Malik, Sally, we do not see any movement here. So we may have expected too much from SG in a sense that they would go for more bloodthirsty attempts. We do see it, the Arctic, but to not much success.
yeah, and I think the tricky part here is that if we're gonna compare as far as what packs a punch here, as far as who are actually carries, without considering like what base damage each hero has, for CatFoodS, like I mentioned, it's a pretty good balance here. You have the melee physical damage in the form of Zuka, range in the form of this Violet, and then you also have the magic damage. But finally, we see first blood. Third time's the charm for Vittoria, finally.
I mean, if one time doesn't work, keep going until it works. But right now in the Abyss of Dragon Air, that would be an engage going on to SG. But CatFoodS, they're trying to scatter themselves away, but that won't happen. They will not let them escape. They will punish CatFoodS for overstepping their welcome.
Yes, and of course, finally, we're going to be seeing the action here.
Slow there. But no more mana onto Chalknar, so I don't think they will continue on. So I think for SG, they got a lot of value from that clash. Maybe perhaps the Abyssal Dragon.
Yes, and I think that's the tricky part when you're a Jognar right there. Even though you want to try to constantly spam your abilities to keep the members of SG at bay and, you know, to dish out a little bit of your own damage. Of course, amidst that, if you're going to spam a lot of abilities, you do have the tendency to lose out on a lot of mana as well. And that's kind of what happened to Galaxy there, but at least was able to make the retreat, prevent any further casualties. That did end at the end of the day as a 0-2 in favor of Samurai Gamers. So interesting how this pace is starting to pick up.
Double whammy stun onto Mira, so I don't think for SG, can they do something there? Because they have a good start. They got the Abyssal Dragon and 2 kills on their side. Gold lead still not yet huge, not that much of a mountain that CatFoodS cannot climb over. So what's this? We're seeing 3 members. Ooh, Zeniel with the check there, misses the knockup.
Yeah, a little bit of a chocolate hill that they're climbing up so far. Not really anything mountainous just yet, but then again, it is a step up here coming in from Samurai Gamers. They're going to go for the Spirit Sentinel. So fluid rotations here coming in from SG thus far.
Oh, over that wall, that's going to be Zephyrus going in onto Natalia. Ooh, without any protection, that is such an easy pick-off.
Yeah, that is such a shame right there. Coming in from CatFoodS, another pick-off on force, one of the squishy members. Great.
Oh, but right now, looks like Malak, he wants to go in, and he gets what he wants. Look at the dive done by SG. This is going to be Zephyrus snowballing into this game under the tower with the dashes. They will again suffer no casualties, but could this be the first kill? Yes, the execute will finish him off.
Yeah, a little bit of a consolation prize for CatFoodS towards the top side, but very well played out here in the meantime by SG. Was able to properly balance out. That was very clutch for both Vittorio as well as Relax. Luckily, did not take a few additional tower hits that could have potentially translated to more casualties from the side of SG. But overall, looks like Sam gonna make good work here of this top side. Unfortunately, Vittorio a little bit too late to actually salvage that.
Okay, for them, they would get at least 1/3 of their hands, but he won't be surviving here. Low on health, forced to again. I mean, at that cost, I still don't think that's worth it, Arctic, because at this point, SG, Samurai Gamers, they are snowballing into this game. At this point right now, challengers, we are seeing the Abyssal Dragon alive right now.
Yep.
It's live, but we don't see any action to take it away because at this point, when you have a good lead, you don't want to lose that momentum. Don't risk anything yet.
I'm starting to recall why Vittorio is also another one of the memorable members of SG for me. I remember, aside from
those checks by Zephys over that wall, it's really rewarding them. There was the PS protection, but a bit too far. Looks like Jugner overcommitted and chasing down Zephys, leaving behind the squishes he was supposed to protect. Now under the tower, looks like the members of SG gets the shield from Alice. They will survive again that dive.
And not a single casualty from the side of SG. That's rather unfortunate for CatFoodS. They really need to start responding, try to find a way to at least stop SG from converting this chocolate hill to Mount Everest as far as climbing back into this game.
So far, Jognar, he's not doing his best in trying to provide peel. He did try to go for a play there, but the chaos protection was a bit too far, and not to mention, he immediately isolated himself from his team. And again, from the momentum they had in the early minutes, it's showing right here until the 8-minute mark. You're reaching it closely, but so far, SG, they have taken out 2 turrets.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. So far, though, I guess it is a bit of something that CatFoodS can work with. That's Sam on the Suzuka, one of the few players here that's pretty much A-okay. Not exactly the best standing to 3, but it's workable nonetheless. Meanwhile, the rest of everybody else, I'm really looking to see if they could get back online here, especially if you're going to consider that they do have elements like the Violet, like the Natalia, which are best farmed up so that you have much more consistent damage. But with them behind, it probably won't be as reliable and will be manageable for SG.
Oh no! Natalia overstepped again. He did not know that they were all there. So with Natalia gone, they lost a major damage dealing hero. So now SG will be just picking up the members. Violet gets flung into the air, and again Zephys, really a beast in this game.
Yeah, really looking like one heck of a beast. Looks like SG are going to take it full throttle, are going to be going for more turrets. Will they go for a second tier though? They still have a lot of tools to work with. They're still quite healthy. They have the utility. Everyone's looking healthy in terms of mana bar as well as far as who should be giving utility. So pretty good here, but they will back away from you.
I mean, the fact that Relax is really, in a way, snowballing to this game. They're very confident to go for these dives. But for CatFoodS, they've... Oh, no, Zuka. Not recall safely, but he will make it out alive.
Yeah, just kind of dash his way with style out of there. But Vittorio!
This will be a pincer attack, and that would be Ari going in with the ultimate there, but in the end, that would be the members of SG with unengaged coming back in. Mira is just pulling it back in and out. Looks like this will be another pickup in the blue side of CatFoodS.
Yeah, that was beautifully played out here. SG, they're really starting to build up the momentum here.
Shockdar going in onto Malak, onto the tower. No, will not commit. So this will be, again, kill score is 2-13. Gold lead is at 6,000 in favor of Samurai Gamers.
Oh man, this is really starting to spiral out of control.
She did manage to take down the tower in exchange for his life, but immediately SG will be transitioning that to their second Abyssal Dragon.
I think the biggest worry here for me, as far as CatFoodS goes, is that if they're not able to do anything to stop the upward ascent of SG as far as their scaling, as far as their massive lead that they're starting to build up, then even as hard as they might want to try to defend, might not be of a possibility at this point. So we'll just have to see. They have to come back online and relax, man.
Oh, Natalia on to relax. Zephys with the engage. They're going for the dive with the death from above. Will not connect to any members. The dive goes bad. They get punished.
Oh, and it looks like things aren't done just
Not
yet.
Natalia was still trying to stay alive under the tower, but they are all clumped up. And that's what SG wants. They have the Zenil and plus Alice to provide more CC to extend the team fight in their favor. But right now, they will try to go for that tower. Yes, it's gone. And now that's going to be Zuka not doing much. You're trying to get away with his first, but in the end, gets picked up again by SG, putting them back at a disadvantage. So a close call. They were almost aced, but the fact that Junknar was not there, still low on health, couldn't even help.
Yeah, and with that was crazy. if CatFoodS were at least in a position wherein they were a little bit more equal up with SG, that fight could have ultimately gone in their favor. But then again, it all comes down to the massive lead that SG has. If anything, if you notice, relax towards that bottom fight. They were so gutsy in that dive, and they have the confidence to do just that because they know that they can overwhelm CatFoodS amidst that terrain working against their favor. So quite unfortunate here for CatFoodS. Let's go ahead and see, though. We do see small consolations in what kills that they did get, but it's still quite the climb that they have to make. It's still quite far.
And for our challengers watching right now, note that we still have our promo code right after every match, so stay tuned for that. And not to mention the viewers, don't go away just yet, because after our match has been concluded, you'll not just the fact that you'll get the code, you'll also know who will be moving on to the semifinals. But at this point, looks like CatFoodS are trying to stop the bleeding, but really cannot do much. Immediately, you're seeing Zephys doing so much work here, zoning out the members of CatFoodS. Their key members cannot even perform well. Jungler in a bad spot, was at the top tower, was not in the team fight again. He is always absent when the team needs him, but in the end, it was also the fact that CatFoodS already scattering around the map, getting picked off by SG.
And yeah, SG, they're really starting to choke out CatFoodS here. They're really trying to force things in. Once one of those tier 3 turrets go down for CatFoodS, it's going to pretty much be a done deal, just limiting them.
Try to do something with his surge for the slow, but again, Natalia, not enough damage. It's more of a tickle at this point to SG.
Yeah, I think that's the really unfortunate thing here for CatFoodS.
Oh, they're re-engaging. They will try to get some kills here to try and bounce back to the game, but in the end, SG, they're just so tanky, and they not just outnumbered, and they out-damaged them. Violet trying to do something here, but Zephys chasing onto Violet under the tower. He will not survive there. An ultimate streak for Zephys.
And ladies and gents, looks like that may be the picture-perfect finish right there. We won't be seeing any of these best of 3s go all 3 games, that's for sure, Vulcan. It's going to be all clean 2-0s. Very well played here. Still very heavy death timers coming in from the side of CatFoodS, and I think that's as good as done. Congratulations once again, Samurai Gamers. Going to proceed as our final semifinalists to proceed to the next round, and just very, very well played.
Well played, not just to CatFoodS, but all the teams who came this far to the quarterfinals of our Valor Cup Arctic, and to congratulate SG for the final team making it done deal that they will move on to the semifinals.
Yes, and just absolutely amazing there from Samurai Gamers. Once they started building up the momentum, they didn't really give any space for CatFoodS to at least try to get back into the game. And I think the nice thing here is especially both Relax as well as Vittorio being very critical key carries to his composition. We're just able to spiral out of control. And if you look at certain scenarios, even though CatFoodS was in a favorable situation by textbook as to what their positioning should be in fights, because of the fact that this Violet and Natalia have fallen way too behind, they didn't really deal any significant damage that would otherwise have swayed the tides of battle in their favor in most what transpired on the entire battlefield. And just very, very well played. RVP will actually clench the MVP title here for this particular game. No surprise, because of all the utility that he dished out to quite pivotal to the success of this composition and most of the fights that we did see. Good protection.
Good protection indeed from Alice. So, in the end, Arctic, this concludes our Valor Cup quarterfinals. But as of now, I think when it comes to for the results here, I think everyone should be proud at this point.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you brought that up, because with these results, just to give everybody an idea as to how our semifinals will be going down. So it's actually going to be the winner of our first match versus the second match. So that will be Brand Esports versus Clutch Guild. And of course, with our more recent winner, Samurai Gamers, they will be facing off the winner of our third match. So I can't quite recall that last team right there.
Let's see. But in the end, Arctic, it matters that they will make it in here. So I think when it comes to the final here, We will be seeing each other next week
Yes.
for the semifinals.
And of course, with that semifinals as well as the finals, actually will be happening all in one day. So there we go. So as
Will
reflecting
New
the schedule,
Era.
so New Era. There we go. How could I go forget Will New Era? They were another one of the teams that I like to watch during the last AOV tournament that I casted. So there we go. Again, it's going to be Brent Esports versus Clutch Guild for semifinals match number 1, and then Will New Era and Samurai Gamers for semifinals match number 2. So of course, we'd also like to give our kudos to the rest of the 4 teams that unfortunately couldn't proceed, but put up a really good fight nonetheless. Just making it to the quarterfinals out of all the teams that wanted to compete here at Valor Cup and couldn't make it, couldn't reach that next level. I mean, just making the top 8 in the very first major tournament here in the Philippines, broadcasted here live on the Green AOV page. I think that's a pretty massive accomplishment in itself.
So if you guys want more updates, check out the Garena AOV Facebook page. Also the schedule for the semifinals and the finals, which will be next week. So I think Arctic, we will be signing off, saying goodbye to our challengers. So see you next week. My name is Vulcan. With me was Arctic. See you for the semifinals. That is going to be another potential pickup. Maybe not. That was Malak with the 2-man knockup there. But in the end, SG, they are very healthy. They're not pushing back the members of CatFoodS to their red side jungle.
Yes, even with the heals coming from Sino, they're able to continue the fight.
Living behind, I don't think Daniel will survive here. Forced to give Ari that kill.
Wow, that
It's very low. 4,000 health. It will go towards the red team. That would be Austin securing the Abyssal Dragon, immediately starting to fire. You saw Ross setting up for the kill there, pushing him back in. He does flicker away, but he's very low. Oh, in the end, Violet will pick up the kill there in the mid lane. That's a lot of action. Hero gets picked up by 3 members of CatFoodS.
From Samurai Gamers. RBG in the midst of that, trying to stall.
SG, they know that they're going to Victoria. They don't care. They have the buff. They can try and out-damage the members of CatFoodS, but they are really outnumbered here, but they will not go down without a fight. You pick up our members, we'll get in one return. That's going to be SG still. Strong in the mid lane, but with the Death Tower, it's kind of huge right now for CatFoodS. Tower members return. That Daniel is trying the best to protect the tower, but in the end, it will fall. This will be SG flooding to the inside base of CatFoodS, low on health. They will try and leave a Chunker, cannot come into the fight, and under the cord he will be taken down there. Malak will get the slow to Violet. Violet still kiting him out. He is slow, and Violet will get him there. And now, overstepping. Violet is just a monster. He's a monster right now, just getting kill after kill.
Man, oh man, and I think this is going to be the finish working right there. With this ace, there's just not enough time for any of these members to go on the defense, and that will, of course, start our best of 3 with Samurai Gamers taking game against CatFoodS.
Will be an engage going on to SG, but CatFoodS, they're trying to scatter themselves away, but that won't happen. They will not let them escape. They will punish CatFoodS for overstepping their welcome.
Yes, and of course, finally, we're going to be seeing the
Looks like Malak, he wants to go in, and he gets what he wants. Look at the dive done by SG. This is going to be Zephyr snowballing into this game under the tower with the dash. Zephyr over that wall. It's really rewarding them. There was the chaos protection, but a bit too far. Looks like Chugger overcommitted and chasing down Zephyr, leaving behind the squishes he was supposed to protect. Now under the tower, looks like the members of SG gets the shield from Alice. They will survive. Overstepped again. He did not know that they were all there. So with Natalia gone, they lost a major damage dealing hero. So now SG will be just picking up the members. Violet gets flung into the air, and again Zephyr. Really, in the end, that would be the members of SG with an engage coming back in. He's just pulling it back in and out. Looks like this will be another pickup in the blue side of CatFoodS.
Yeah, that was beautifully played out here. SG, they're really starting to build up the momentum here.
Doctor going in onto Malak, onto the tower. No, will not commit. So this will be again, kill score is 2 to 3. Connect to any members, the time goes bad. They get punished.
Oh, and it's like things aren't done just
Not
yet.
yet. The tower was still trying to stay alive under the tower, but they are all trumped up. And that's what SG wants. They have this amazing meal. It was Alice to provide more CC to extend the team fight in their favor. But right now, they will try to go for that tower. Yes, it's gone. And now the Suka not doing much. They're trying to get away. Uses first, but in the end gets picked up again by SK, putting them back out of disadvantage. So, moving on to the semifinals, but at this point, the CatFoodS is trying to stop the bleeding, but really cannot do much. Immediately, you're seeing Zephys doing so much work here, zoning on the members of CatFoodS. Their key members cannot even perform well. Jungler in a bad spot, almost at the top tower, was not in the team fight again. They're engaging. They will try to get some kills here to try and bounce back to the game, but in the end, SG, they're just so tanky, and they not just outnumbered, and they out-damaged them. Violet trying to do something here, but Zephys chasing out the Violet under the tower. He will not survive there. Ultimate streak for Zephys.
Ladies and gents, looks like that may be the picture perfect finish right there. We won't be seeing any of these best of three still all three games, that's for sure. It's going to be all 3-2-0. Very well played here. Still very heavy. That's this as good as done. Congratulations once again. Samurai Gamers going to proceed as our final semifinalists to proceed to the next round. And just very, very